One of the songs I think is very powerful on your new record, Man of Your Word. The lyrics about that.
Yeah.
7 years you said.
No one is ready for the storm that Cardi B just unleashed on her estranged husband, Offset. In her brand new album, Am I the Drama, Cardi has given fans a track that has the internet spinning. A track that isn't just a song. It's a message, a revelation, and perhaps even a warning. The song is titled Man of Your Word, and in it, Cardi fires one of the coldest shots we've ever heard from her. She really said, and I quote, "Got my baby daddy acting like baby mama." That one line has already set social media ablaze, with fans dissecting every syllable. But what does it really mean? And why now? Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and wait to watch this clip to see exactly what is going on, because trust me, this is one of those moments in hip-hop history you'll want to follow step by step.
One of the songs I think is very powerful on your new record, Man of Your Word. The lyrics about that.
Yeah.
7 years you said, I admit it wasn't all bad. Skeletons in my closet too. As a wife, I should have realized when you were hurt, but instead I put my music first. But I really do wish you the best. Continue being a winner. If I had one wish, I wish you would have been a man of your word.
Yeah, well, I wish, I just wish he was a better person.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
But
Be
now,
a better person for your kids.
Cardi B has never been one to hold her tongue, but this diss feels different. It's raw, it's personal, and it strikes at the very heart of her complicated relationship with Offset. Remember, these two have had a roller coaster marriage filled with highs, lows, public breakups, reconciliations, and now estrangement. Fans are asking, was this the closure Cardi needed? Or is this just the beginning of a whole new chapter of public battles? The lyric itself is layered. Comparing Offset to a baby mama isn't just shade. It's loaded cultural language. Cardi is suggesting that Offset has been dramatic, needy, and perhaps even petty in ways people wouldn't expect from a man of his stature. It flips the narrative and paints him in a light that many would find humiliating. But let's be clear, this isn't just about one throwaway bar. This is Cardi B opening a door, inviting the world into the emotional reality of their split. And here's the kicker. Cardi didn't just hide this line in the middle of a song. She put it front and center, as if daring Offset to respond. Fans know she's strategic. Nothing she does musically is by accident. So the placement of this line in this particular track on an album titled Am I the Drama feels like a carefully calculated move. She knows the headlines it would create. She knows the blogs would eat it up. And she knows Offset himself would hear it. Now let's take a step back. Cardi has been dropping hints for months that her music would finally address her personal life in a deeper way. In interviews, she mentioned going through struggles that almost derailed her ability to finish the project. And now we're seeing what she meant. The pain, the betrayal, the disillusionment. It's all in the music. This diss isn't just a punchline, it's therapy. The internet, of course, wasted no time. Within minutes of the album release, Twitter was flooded with clips of fans repeating the line, "Got my baby daddy acting like baby mama." Memes spread like wildfire. Some showed Offset with captions mocking his reputation. Others pointed to Cardi's long history of holding nothing back when she feels disrespected. One fan even tweeted, "Cardi just buried Offset in one line." But others are asking, was this fair? After all, no matter what's happened between them, Offset is still the father of Cardi's children. Some fans believe this kind of public drag could have long-term consequences, not just for Offset, but for their kids when they're old enough to look back. Cardi, however, has made it clear in the past that when it comes to expressing herself, she won't let fear of judgment stop her. It's also worth noting that Offset himself has not responded. At least not yet. And that silence is deafening. We've seen him defend himself online before. We've seen him clap back at rumors and even beg for Cardi's forgiveness in public. But now? Nothing. Fans are waiting, refreshing his socials, wondering if he'll take the bait or if he'll let this one slide. Either way, the anticipation only makes the drama bigger. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, some fans are now dragging other names into the conversation. They're asking if this lyric could be connected to Offset's past scandals, his rumored infidelities, or even his public beefs with other artists. In typical internet fashion, everyone wants to link the dots, even when there's no clear line. But here's what we know for sure. Cardi B has officially declared war on Offset, not with a press release, not with an interview, but with her music, the one place she controls the narrative completely. And that's what makes this diss so powerful. Because music lasts forever. That lyric will live on no matter how their personal story ends. The diss we're talking about today didn't just come out of thin air. No, this is the product of years, literal years, of turbulence between Cardi B and Offset. To truly understand why Cardi dropping a line like, "Got my baby daddy acting like baby mama," hits so hard, we have to rewind the clock and revisit the chaos that's defined their relationship. Cardi B and Offset's love story was never simple. From the moment they went public, the world could see that this was a high-voltage couple. Two superstars, each with larger-than-life personalities, trying to make it work under the spotlight. Their whirlwind romance turned into marriage in 2017, and for a while it looked like they were unstoppable. They had music together, big performances, public displays of affection. Fans thought this was hip-hop's ultimate power couple. But cracks started showing almost immediately. Offset's alleged infidelities quickly became tabloid fodder. From leaked DMs to paparazzi scandals, Cardi was forced to face public humiliation again and again. Each time she defended herself, defended her children, and sometimes, against her better judgment, even defended Offset. Remember the time she filed for divorce in 2020, but then called it off? Fans were stunned. Some supported her choice, saying love is complicated. Others accused her of being too forgiving. Those scandals left scars. And while Cardi always maintained her composure publicly, she admitted in multiple interviews that the betrayal cut deep. Behind the scenes, she was trying to balance being a wife, a mother, and one of the biggest rap stars in the world, all while carrying the weight of public scrutiny. So when she finally uses her music to vent that frustration, it feels like the culmination of years of suppressed pain. This is why the lyric stings. When Cardi says Offset is acting like a baby mama, she's not just talking about petty arguments. She's calling back to a pattern of behavior. Fans believe she's hinting at the times Offset made drama worse instead of better, the times he put his own pride ahead of their family, and the times he brought chaos into her life when she needed stability the most. And let's not forget the cultural impact of that term. Being called a baby mama is often viewed as disrespectful, especially in hip-hop culture. It implies drama, instability, and unnecessary baggage. Cardi flipping that on Offset doesn't just sting. It flips gender roles on their head, painting him as the messy one while she positions herself as the stable provider. That reversal alone has fans saying this might be her coldest diss yet. Now, the internet never sleeps. And of course, fans started digging for receipts. They resurfaced old clips of Cardi calling Offset out for not pulling his weight as a father, times she hinted at being the main parent while he enjoyed the lifestyle of a superstar. And with this lyric, it all comes together. Cardi is putting into words what many suspected for years, that Offset wasn't the partner she needed him to be. What makes this even wilder is how Offset himself once portrayed their dynamic. He often claimed he was the one trying to hold the family together, that he wanted Cardi to forgive him, that he was willing to fight for their marriage. And yet, in Cardi's version of events, he was the one creating chaos while she carried the weight. The contradiction is staggering, but here's where things get even more complicated. Cardi isn't just a wife venting about her estranged husband. She's Cardi B, the Grammy-winning rapper, one of the most influential women in hip-hop, with millions of fans hanging on every word. That means her diss isn't private, it's public, amplified, and immortalized in music. Every club, every TikTok, every playlist is going to carry this line forward. And Offset? He can't escape it. Some fans argue this might actually be Cardi reclaiming her power. After years of feeling like the one humiliated, she's now the one in control. She gets the last word, she sets the narrative, and she's the one leaving Offset to deal with the fallout. For once, the tables have turned. But is this empowerment or revenge? That's the question everyone is asking. And depending on who you ask, the answer changes. Some say Cardi is finally free and fearless, speaking her truth. Others believe she's pouring gasoline on an already messy situation, one that could backfire if Offset decides to respond. And that's where the tension lies. Because if Offset claps back with his own track, or worse, with a public exposé, the drama could escalate into a full-blown war of words. And when two artists this big go head-to-head, the whole industry takes notice. The moment Cardi's lyric leaked online, the internet did what it always does. It exploded. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, even Reddit were flooded with memes, hot takes, and debates. Some fans laughed at the audacity of Cardi calling Offset a baby mama. Others clutched their pearls, saying this might be the end of any reconciliation between the two. Within hours, Lord Baby Mama was trending worldwide. People were making TikTok skits, acting out fake arguments between Cardi and Offset, with Cardi's voice in the background delivering that savage line. Fans started dropping comments like, "Offset just got demoted," and "Cardi turned the tables and I'm here for it." It became a cultural moment overnight. But not everyone found it funny. Some fans worried that this public call-out could backfire on Cardi. After all, Offset is still the father of her children. Publicly humiliating him, some argued, might strain their co-parenting relationship even further. Others pointed out that airing family business in music, while powerful, can sometimes turn toxic if the children grow up and hear it later. That's where the debate started getting serious. And of course, the media poured fuel on the fire. Entertainment blogs ran headlines like Cardi B buries Offset in new diss and the end of hip-hop's power couple. Talk shows debated whether this was empowerment or immaturity. Every time Cardi sneezes, the media makes it a headline. So when she drops a diss aimed at her estranged husband, you better believe it's front-page news. But what really set fans on edge were the speculations about Offset's response. Some believe he'll stay quiet, letting the storm pass. After all, the last time their drama went public, Offset looked like the villain, and staying silent might save his image. But others insist Offset has too much pride to let something like this slide. Rumors are already swirling that he might respond with his own track, or worse, with details about Cardi that she doesn't want out there. And here's where things get even juicier. Some industry insiders claim Offset has already been in the studio, laying down tracks that could clap back at Cardi. Imagine that for a second. Cardi B versus Offset. Diss tracks flying back and forth, each one digging deeper than the last. Hip-hop hasn't seen a public breakup this messy since the days of Nas and Kelly's. Fans are torn. On one side, you have the Team Cardi crowd who see this as her ultimate revenge. They say she's earned the right to speak her truth, especially after enduring years of public humiliation. To them, this isn't just a diss. It's a liberation anthem. On the other side, you've got those who sympathize with Offset, saying no one deserves to be dragged like that by someone they once loved. They argue that Cardi's going too far, and that revenge through music could poison whatever co-parenting relationship they still have. Then there are the neutral voices, those who just love the drama. For them, this isn't about right or wrong. It's about the spectacle. They're here for the memes, the think pieces, and the suspense of what comes next. They don't care who wins. They care about the chaos. And Cardi B just handed them a season premiere of the wildest reality show in music. Cultural critics are also chiming in. Some point out that Cardi's lyric isn't just personal, it's political. By flipping gender roles and calling Offset a baby mama, she's challenging hip-hop's traditionally male-dominated narratives. Normally, it's men who downplay women as dramatic or messy co-parents. Cardi taking that language and turning it against Offset is a reversal that forces listeners to rethink stereotypes. Is it savage? Yes. But is it also a statement about power and accountability in relationships? Absolutely. And let's not forget the sheer timing of it all. Cardi is gearing up to release her album Am I the Drama? And this diss just guaranteed that the world will be paying attention. Every blog, every outlet, every fan podcast is dissecting these lyrics, speculating on whether the rest of the album will continue targeting Offset, or if this was just one explosive moment. Either way, the publicity is priceless. So here we are with the internet divided, the media amplifying the feud, and the music industry waiting to see if Offset strikes back. But what if I told you that this drama is only the surface? That behind the flashy headlines and viral memes, there's an even deeper story. One about betrayal, motherhood, and Cardi's evolution as an artist? Cardi B has always worn her heart on her sleeve. From the very start of her career, she made it clear that she wasn't going to play by anyone else's rules. She came into the rap game unapologetic, raw, and brutally honest. That's what made her stand out, and that's why fans connected to her so deeply. But with this new track, Man of Your Word, Cardi isn't just entertaining. She's sending a message that could redefine her entire legacy. Think about it. For years, Cardi's story has been told through a mix of triumphs and scandals. We've seen her climb to Grammy-winning success, dominating charts and breaking records. But we've also seen the roller coaster of her marriage to Offset, the public betrayals, and the endless speculation about whether they'd make it or break it. Now, with one explosive lyric, she's reclaiming the narrative. She's no longer letting Offset's actions define her. She's using her art to put him on trial. This is where Cardi's growth as an artist really shines. Back in her early days, her clapbacks came mostly on social media. Twitter rants, Instagram lives, throwing shade directly into the camera. It was entertaining, sure, but it was also fleeting. Now, she's channeling that same fiery energy into her music, something permanent, something that will outlast a live stream or a post. This shift marks a new level of maturity, even if the lyric itself is savage. And for fans, this evolution feels personal. Many of Cardi's supporters are women who've dealt with betrayal, heartbreak, or disrespect in their own lives. Hearing Cardi call Offset a baby mama isn't just juicy gossip, it's validation. It's proof that even a superstar at the top of her game deals with the same struggles. By putting it in a song, she's giving her fans the words to express their own pain and strength. But there's another layer to this: motherhood. Cardi B is not just a rapper or a celebrity, she's a mother of two. And when she drops a lyric like this, it's not just about shading her estranged husband. It's about reminding the world that she's carrying the weight of motherhood while juggling fame, music, and betrayal. That's why this lyric stings so much. It flips the script on Offset, painting him as the one who's messy, dramatic, and unstable, while she stands firm as the one holding it all together. Cultural commentators are saying this moment could shift how Cardi is remembered in hip-hop history. Instead of being defined by her marriage drama, she's taking control by immortalizing it in her own words. For some, it's messy. For others, it's genius. But for Cardi, it's survival. It's about telling her story before anyone else can twist it. Let's also not forget the business angle. Cardi B is one of the savviest marketers in the industry. She knows controversy sells. She knows drama drives streams. And she knows that by aiming this diss at Offset, she's practically guaranteeing that her album Am I the Drama will dominate headlines. It's not just a song. It's a calculated move to make sure the world is watching, listening, and talking about Cardi B. And here's where things get even more interesting: the ripple effects. This lyric doesn't just impact Cardi and Offset, it impacts the culture of hip-hop, the way women in rap are perceived, and even the expectations of fans. In a genre where men have historically controlled the narrative, Cardi is flipping that dynamic on its head. She's not waiting for Offset to embarrass her. She's embarrassing him first. Still, this raises a burning question. Will this bold move strengthen Cardi's career, or will it open the door to new battles she might not be ready for? Offset could respond. Other rappers could weigh in. The media could twist the story in ways Cardi doesn't intend. By playing with fire, she might be setting herself up for a storm even she can't control. As the dust settles from Cardi B's shocking lyric, one thing is crystal clear. This isn't just a song. It's a statement. But now, the world is left wondering, what happens next? Offset has been quiet so far, but silence can be louder than words. Fans are glued to his socials, waiting to see if he'll clap back, drop a freestyle, or let his own music do the talking. And let's not forget, Offset is no stranger to controversy. He's had public spats, court battles, and more than one scandal trail him over the years. If he decides to respond, this could spark one of the most explosive rap feuds of the decade. But there's also the possibility that Offset stays silent, not out of weakness, but out of strategy. After all, if Cardi's goal is to drag him into the mud, maybe the smartest move for him is to act unbothered, to pretend he's above it. Yet fans know the truth. Offset has never been one to sit back quietly when his pride is on the line. That tension alone is enough to keep everyone on edge. Meanwhile, Cardi's fans, known for their fierce loyalty, are rallying around her harder than ever. The Bardi Gang is flooding timelines with memes, hashtags, and unapologetic support. They're calling her brave for speaking her truth, even if it cuts deep. But Offset's supporters aren't staying quiet either. They're accusing Cardi of exploiting her personal life for clout, saying she's gone too far by putting private pain on public display. This divide has created a cultural moment bigger than just one couple. It's a debate about art, privacy, and how much of your personal life you should sacrifice for fame. Cardi B has always blurred the line between her music and her reality. But is there a price for that honesty? And if so, is she willing to pay it? Industry insiders are already speculating about the ripple effects. Will brands shy away from the drama? Or will they see it as proof that Cardi is still the most talked about name in entertainment? Will Offset's image take another hit? Or will this controversy somehow make him more relevant as well? One thing's for sure. Both of their careers are now tangled in a web of headlines, rumors, and fan wars that won't be easy to escape. And let's not overlook the personal side of this. At the end of the day, these aren't just celebrities, they're co-parents. They share children, responsibilities, and a bond that no diss track can fully erase. No matter how fiery the lyrics, Cardi and Offset will have to face each other in real life. The question is, can they separate their personal relationship from their public personas? Or will this lyric be the breaking point that makes their estrangement permanent? Fans are split. Some say this is just another chapter in the never-ending saga of Cardi and Offset, a drama that keeps the world entertained, but always ends with them finding their way back to each other. Others believe this is it, the final straw, the moment where Cardi finally closes the book on a relationship that's caused her more pain than joy. And here's the twist. Cardi might not even care about reconciliation anymore. By putting Offset on blast in her music, she's showing that her loyalty now lies with herself, her children, and her fans. She doesn't need him for her story to move forward. She's proving that she's strong enough to stand alone, even if it means burning bridges on the way. So where does this leave us? With a cliffhanger only Cardi herself can answer. Will Offset clap back and ignite a full-blown war? Will Cardi double down with even more shocking revelations? Or will this be remembered as the moment she finally freed herself from his shadow once and for all? One thing's for certain. This story is far from over. Cardi B has asked the question in her album title, "Am I the Drama?" And with this latest diss, the world already knows the answer. Yes, she is. And she's owning it, louder than ever. So buckle up, because if this is just the beginning, the real drama has yet to come.